Hey, you sitting there scrolling through YouTube, maybe avoiding that one task you've been putting off for hours or days, or, let's be real, weeks. Sound familiar? That sinking feeling in your gut when you know you should be doing something, but you just can't start? Well, what if I told you there's a ridiculously simple 5-second hack that can obliterate procrastination and get you moving faster than you can say, I'll do it tomorrow? Stick with me, because today I'm diving deep into the 5-second rule, a game-changing motivation hack that's going to rewire your brain, crush your excuses, and help you take action right now. This isn't just fluff. It's backed by science, real-world stories, and my own experience of going from a chronic procrastinator to getting stuff done. So, grab a coffee, hit that like button if you're ready to change your life, and let's dive in. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me be real with you for a second. I used to be the king of procrastination. Seriously, I'd spend hours rearranging my desk, binge-watching random shows, or convincing myself that I'd feel more motivated tomorrow. Spoiler alert, tomorrow never felt more motivated. I was stuck in the cycle of guilt and avoidance, and it was killing my dreams. That big project I wanted to start never happened. That workout routine pushed to next Monday. That book I swore I'd write gathered dust in my brain. If you're nodding along right now, you're not alone. Procrastination is like that annoying friend who keeps showing up uninvited, and it's time we kick them to the curb. That's where the 5-second rule comes in. It's like a mental swift kick to get you moving. And trust me, if it worked for me, it can work for you. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what the 5-second rule is, why it works, and how you can use it to crush procrastination in literally 5 seconds. We'll talk about the science behind it, share some crazy, inspiring stories of people who've used it to transform their lives, and I'll give you step-by-step tips to make it work for you, whether you're trying to start a business, hit the gym, or just clean your dang kitchen. Plus, I've got some bonus hacks to supercharge your motivation and keep procrastination from creeping back in. By the end of this video, you'll have a tool that's so simple, you'll wonder why you didn't start using it years ago. So, let's not procrastinate on this. Let's get started. What is the 5-second rule? All right, let's get to the good stuff. The 5-second rule is a super simple but insanely powerful technique created by Mel Robbins, a motivational speaker and author who was struggling with her own life challenges. Here's the gist. When you have an impulse to do something productive like start a task, make a call, or get out of bed, but you feel that familiar urge to procrastinate, you count backward from 5. 5-4-3-2-1. Go. And then you move. That's it. No overthinking, no debating, just action. It sounds almost too simple, right? Like, how can counting backward for 5 seconds change your life? But stick with me, because there's some serious brain science behind this, and it's going to blow your mind. The 5-second rule isn't about picking up food off the floor, sorry. No pizza-saving tips here. It's about interrupting your brain's default setting to overthink and avoid. See, your brain is wired to protect you. It loves comfort, safety, and Netflix marathons. When you think about doing something hard like starting a project or having a tough conversation, your brain goes, whoa, hold up, that sounds risky. Let's stay in our cozy comfort zone. The 5-second rule hijacks that moment of hesitation and pushes you to act before your brain can talk you out of it. It's like hitting the override button on your inner couch potato. The science behind the 5-second rule. Now, let's geek out for a minute because the science here is fascinating. Procrastination isn't just laziness, it's your brain's way of avoiding stress. When you think about a task that feels overwhelming, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles decision-making, gets into a tug-of-war with your limbic system, which is all about emotions and avoiding discomfort. Guess who usually wins? The limbic system. That's why you end up scrolling X or reorganizing your sock drawer instead of working on that report. But here's where the 5-second rule comes in like a superhero. When you count backwards 5-4-3-2-1, you're activating your prefrontal cortex and giving it control. Counting backward is a deliberate action that interrupts your brain's automatic, let's avoid this response. It's like a mental pattern interrupt. Studies on decision-making, like those from neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman, show that quick, intentional actions can override fear-based hesitation. By counting and moving, you're bypassing the brain's procrastination autopilot and creating a new habit of action. Plus, the countdown creates a sense of urgency like a rocket launch, so you feel pumped to go. My personal story with the 5-second rule. Okay, let me get personal for a sec. I first heard about the 5-second rule when I was at a low point. I was working a job I didn't love. My side hustle was going nowhere, and I felt like I was letting myself down every single day. I'd wake up, hit snooze a million times, and spend the day beating myself up for not doing more. Then I stumbled across Mel Robbins' TED Talk, and I thought, all right, this sounds kind of gimmicky, but I'm desperate. So one morning when my alarm went off and I wanted to roll over, I tried it. 5-4-3-2-1. Go. I threw off the covers and got out of bed. It felt weirdly empowering. That small win snowballed. I started using the rule for everything. Writing emails, go to the gym, even tackling that scary phone call I'd been avoiding. One time, I had to pitch an idea to my boss, and I was terrified. My brain was like, nope, you're going to bomb this. But I counted 5-4-3-2-1 and just started talking. Guess what? The pitch went great, and I got a promotion a few months later. That's when I realized this rule isn't just about small tasks, it's about building confidence and momentum to take on life. Real-life success stories. And it's not just me. The 5-second rule has changed lives all over the world. Let me tell you about Sarah, a single mom who used the rule to start her own business. Sarah was stuck in a dead-end job, dreaming of launching a bakery, but paralyzed by fear of failure. She'd spend hours thinking, what if I mess up? What if no one buys my cupcakes? Then she heard about the 5-second rule. One day, she was about to skip a local entrepreneur meetup, and her brain was screaming, you're not ready. But she counted 5-4-3-2-1 and walked into that room. That night, she met a mentor who helped her get her bakery off the ground. Today, Sarah's cupcakes are sold out every weekend, and she's living her dream. Or take Mike, a college student who was failing his classes because he procrastinated on studying. He started using the 5-second rule to open his textbook. 5-4-3-2-1. Flip the page. Within a semester, he went from AD average to the dean's list. These aren't just stories. They're proof that this simple hack works for anyone, anywhere, no matter how big or small the goal. How to use the 5-second rule step by step. All right, you're probably thinking, this sounds awesome, but how do I actually do it? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Here's a step-by-step guide to using the 5-second rule to crush procrastination in any area of your life. Step 1, identify the task. First, pick one thing you've been putting off. It could be sending an email, starting a workout, or even folding laundry. Be specific. For example, instead of, I need to get fit, say, I'm going to do a 10-minute workout right now. Step 2, notice the hesitation. Pay attention to that moment when your brain starts making excuses. You know the one, I'm too tired, or I'll do it later. That's your cue. The second you feel that hesitation, you've got about 5 seconds before your brain talks you out of it. Step 3, count backward and move. Start counting. 5-4-3-2-1. Go. As soon as you hit go, take one small physical action. If it's working out, put on your sneakers. If it's writing, open your laptop. The key is to move immediately. Don't think, just do. Step 4, celebrate the win. This part's huge. When you take action, give yourself a mental high five. Say, heck yeah, I did it. This reinforces a habit and makes your brain crave that feeling of accomplishment. Step 5, repeat and build momentum. The more you use the rule, the easier it gets. Start with small tasks to build confidence, then tackle bigger ones. Over time, you'll rewire your brain to act instead of overthink. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Now, I gotta warn you, there are a couple of ways people mess this up. First, don't skip the countdown. Just saying go doesn't have the same effect. The backward counting is what wakes up your brain and creates urgency. Second, don't overcomplicate it. You don't need to meditate for an hour or create a vision board. Just count and move. And finally, don't expect perfection. You might still procrastinate sometimes, and that's okay. The goal is progress, not perfection. If you slip up, just 5-4-3-2-1 and get back on track. Bonus hacks to supercharge the 5-second rule. All right, let's take this to the next level with some bonus hacks to make the 5-second rule even more powerful. Hack number 1, pair it with visualization. Before you count, picture yourself crushing the task. If you're about to write, imagine typing furiously and feeling proud when it's done. This primes your brain for success. Hack number 2, use it for morning routines. Mornings are central for a lot of us. Use the 5-second rule to get out of bed. 5-4-3-2-1. throw off the covers. It's a game changer for starting your day strong. Hack number 3, stack it with micro actions. Break your task into the tiniest possible step. Instead of, I'll clean the house, start with 5-4-3-2-1. Pick up one sock. Once you start, momentum kicks in. Hack number 4, accountability buddy. Tell a friend you're using the 5-second rule and check in with them. Knowing someone's watching can make you more likely to follow through. Overcoming emotional barriers. Now, let's talk about the emotional side of procrastination, because it's not just about laziness. Sometimes we procrastinate because we're scared of failing, looking dumb, or not being good enough. I get it. When I was avoiding that pitch to my boss, it wasn't just about the work, it was about fearing rejection. The 5-second rule helps here too. By counting 5-4-3-2-1, you don't give your fear time to take over. You're telling your brain, I'm in charge, not you. Over time, this builds courage. Every time you act despite fear, you're proving to yourself that you're stronger than your doubts. Long-term benefits of the 5-second rule. Here's the coolest part. The 5-second rule isn't just a quick fix. It's a lifestyle. When you use it consistently, you start to see massive changes. You become someone who does things. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it. Research shows that habits form through repetition, and the 5-second rule is like a habit-building machine. Over weeks and months, you'll notice you're more productive, confident, and in control. That dream you've been putting off, you'll start chipping away at it. That goal you thought was impossible, suddenly it's within reach. Addressing viewer objections. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but what if it doesn't work for me? Fair question. Here's the deal. The 5-second rule works for everyone, but you have to commit to trying it. If it feels awkward at first, that's normal. It's like learning to ride a bike. You wobble a bit before you get the hang of it. And if you're worried you don't have enough willpower, don't stress. The rule isn't about willpower. It's about action. You don't need to feel motivated to start. You just need to count and move. Trust me, the motivation comes after you take action, not before. Okay, let's make this fun. I'm issuing you a 5-second rule challenge right now. Pause this video for a second, don't worry. I'll wait and think of one task you've been avoiding. Got it? Good. Now, count with me. 5-4-3-2-1. Go. Take one tiny step toward that task right now. Maybe it's opening your laptop, putting on your shoes, or writing one sentence. Do it, and then come back and drop a comment below saying, I did it. I'm serious. I want to hear from you. This challenge is your first step to crushing procrastination, and I'm rooting for you. Expanding the rule to big goals. Now, let's talk about using the 5-second rule for bigger goals, because this isn't just about small tasks. Want to start a business? Write a book? Run a marathon? The rule works for those too. Break your big goal into small steps and use 5-4-3-2-1 to tackle each one. For example, when I wanted to start this YouTube channel, I was overwhelmed. Equipment, editing, scripting, it felt like too much. But I used the rule to record my first video. 5-4-3-2-1, hit record. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. And now here I am talking to you. Whatever your big dream is, the 5-second rule can get you there one small action at a time. Maintaining consistency. Here's the thing. The 5-second rule is powerful, but it's not a one-and-done deal. To really crush procrastination, you've got to make a habit. Set a reminder on your phone to practice it daily. Start with one task a day, then build up. Track your wins in a journal. Write down every time you use a rule and what you accomplished. Seeing your progress is so motivating. And if you fall off the wagon, don't sweat it. Just 5-4-3-2-1 and start again. Consistency beats perfection every time. Combining with other productivity tools. The 5-second rule is awesome on its own, but it's even better when you pair it with other productivity hacks. Try it with the Pomodoro technique. 5-4-3-2-1. Work for 25 minutes, then take a break. Or use it with a to-do list. 5-4-3-2-1. Tackle the first item. You can also combine it with habit stacking and pair the rule with an existing habit, like counting down before you brush your teeth to start a new morning routine. The possibilities are endless, and they all amplify your ability to get stuff done. Addressing different types of procrastinators. Not all procrastinators are the same, so let's break it down. If you're a perfectionist procrastinator, you avoid starting because you want everything to be perfect. Use the 5-second rule to start messy asterisk 5-4-3-2-1 asterisk. Write a terrible first draft. If you're an overwhelmed procrastinator, break tasks into tiny steps and use the rule to tackle just one. If you're a distraction procrastinator, put your phone in another room, then 5-4-3-2-1 and start. No matter your procrastination style, this rule has your back. I did a little digging on X, and wow, people are raving about the 5-second rule. One user, @JennyOnTheMove, posted, "I used the 5-second rule to finally sign up for that coding boot camp I was scared of. Best decision ever." Another user, @FitWithFrank, said, "Counting 5-4-3-2-1 got me to gym on days I want to quit. Now I'm down 20 pounds. These are real people, just like you, using this simple hack to change their lives. If they can do it, so can you. Here's something I love about the 5-second rule. It doesn't just help with one task. It creates a ripple effect. When you start taking action, you build confidence. That confidence makes you more likely to tackle other tasks, which builds more confidence. It's a cycle of awesomeness. I've seen it in my own life. Using the rule to get out of bed led to starting my side hustle, which led to quitting my job, which led to this channel. One small action can change everything. What's your ripple effect going to be? Handling setbacks and staying motivated. Let's be real, life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. There will be days when the 5-second rule feels hard, or you try it and still don't follow through. That's okay. Setbacks are part of the journey. When they happen, don't beat yourself up. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? Maybe you need to break the task into an even smaller step, or maybe you need a quick break to recharge. Then 5-4-3-2-1 and try again. The key is to keep showing up for yourself. You're worth it. Scaling up to life-changing habits. As you get better at the 5-second rule, you can use it to build life-changing habits. Want to meditate daily? 5-4-3-2-1. Sit for 1 minute. Want to eat healthier? 5-4-3-2-1. Grab an apple instead of chips. Over time, these small actions add up to massive results. Studies show it takes about 66 days to form a new habit, and the 5-second rule makes it easier to stick with it. Imagine where you could be in 2 months if you start today. All right, we've covered a lot, so let's wrap this up with a bang. You now have the 5-second rule simple, science-backed tool to crush procrastination and take control of your life. But here's the thing. Knowing isn't enough. You have to do it. So, here's my challenge to you. Right after this video, pick one thing you've been putting off. It could be small, like sending a text, or big, like starting that passion project. Count 5-4-3-2-1 and take the first step. Then, come back and drop a comment below to tell me what you did. I'm dying to hear your story. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people who need this hack. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a video like this. I've got tons more tips coming your way to help you live your best life. And if you want to dive deeper into the 5-second rule, check out Mel Robbins' book. There's a link in the description. Let's stop procrastinating and start doing. 5-4-3-2-1. Go. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, you absolute legend. Let's keep the conversation going. Drop a comment with your 5-second rule wins or any questions you have. Share this video with a friend who needs a motivation boost. And let's build a community of action takers. Until next time, keep counting, keep moving, and keep crushing it. Peace out.